your host for the number one podcast coming to you live in America. And today we are in for a very special treat. We have not one, not two. We got a husband and wife dynamic duo coming back to the Gentleman Style Podcast platform, and they are here to share. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and stay with us to the very end. Here we Good afternoon, podcast listeners. This is your boy Marcus Norman from Gentleman Style Podcast, your host of the dynamic powerhouse show coming to you live in America. And today we have the incredible Mr. and Mr. Brandon, Scotty, and Staci, changing the game. Paranormal investigators, hailing all the way. Well, they're traveling the world right now. They are on tour and they're filming for their next major production. Miss Staci is a loving mom. You all know Mr. Brandon. He's a paranormal investigator. He's a lead paranormal investigator, hailing all the way in the United States, and he is here changing homes and saving lives and capturing paranormal activity and investigating paranormal sites for our betterment and to help us get to a better place. His wife, his partner in crime, this dynamic duo, she helps keep this man sharp on his game and keep him engaged and in tune with all his equipment, all his team. Mr. Brandon and his team and his wife are absolutely phenomenal paranormal investigators, and they risk their lives for us every single day. So help me give them a round of applause and welcome to the stage Mr. Brandon Crotti and Miss Staci. Yay! Welcome.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
Guys, thank you for joining us on I almost said paranormal activity.
Yeah, I noticed.
Podcast. Welcome to the stage. We love you guys. We appreciate it. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me back on again. Sorry that we're crammed and sandwiched, but we're using the phone.
I can't hear him.
Thank you. I think your mic was muted. Oh, look, you got the stage though. See?
Yeah.
I am back. And
Okay.
apparently, I am having my own paranormal activity.
Everyone has tech issues. It's all good.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
We deal with tech issues when we're live.
Internal closing.
What was that thing?
Oh, so this is a live show. Of course, we're having technical difficulties. We can't hear our paranormal detective.
Can't hear me? I can leave, come back in.
Test.
Hello?
Test.
Hello?
Hello? Nothing?
Nope.
Let me back out, come back in.
Yeah, see if that
Let
works.
me try that.
Okay.
We are having technical difficulties, and that's a part of Showtime, y'all. So forgive us. Mr. Brandon and his wife will be right back. So thank you all for tuning in for the Gentleman Style Podcast show. We are, let's see, they are back.
Does that work now?
No?
No?
Hello.
Hello?
Now I'm gonna leave and come back.
Must be the new equipment.
Mhm.
You can turn that off if you want, the air conditioning. I think we're still live. I think we're talking. I can't see any comments or anything.
I
but-
can't either.
There we go.
Hello.
Perfect. I can hear you.
All right.
Okay, perfect.
Welcome to the Gentleman Style Podcast stage. We appreciate you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for coming to the Gentleman Style Podcast show. We appreciate it. We have Brandon Crotti and Miss Staci Parkinson. Thank you all for joining us. What do you guys have in store for the audience?
I'll let you take it away.
Well, today, as you guys know, last time I talked to you, we were joining PARAflixx, so we're officially on PARAflixx now, which is brand new streaming app, which is just like Netflix but paranormal. And we're officially on there. We've been putting all brand new episodes out for season 2. But today, what we have in store is a brand new episode that's being released. It's called Not Far From Home. We did a investigation in Aberdeen, Maryland, with a private residence, and we thought it was a regular haunting, but then it took a turn for the worse. And the next big thing that's coming up that's different is we're making our own movie and documentary film about the local legend here in Maryland, the tale of the Goatman.
We can't hear him again.
Yeah, I think you're muted.
I am very muted.
You're good.
I am back. So tell us about the Goatman and a little bit of the story and the backstory with that, and why that's a significant discovery.
Well, the reason why I'm intrigued by it is the first big break I had was at Governor's Bridge Road, where he's known to be at, Crybaby Bridge. And I got something on a walkie-talkie that day, which was the sound of a goat baying, basically, in a walkie-talkie. I never had something like that before. It wasn't through a spirit box. Just from investigating that place in general got me intrigued with the story and the urban legend. I honestly don't believe there was such thing as a Goatman. I believe it's either something dark, or I believe he was just like me and you, and he was a serial killer from all the stories and claims. But she might be able to tell you some things that she knows and why she's intrigued. But that's why I am.
Absolutely, Staci, tell us why what intrigues you about this investigation?
I guess just growing up in the area and like hearing the urban legend itself, like it's the story. Like with urban legends, they change so much that you hear different stories, and I've heard stories from my grandmother, from my mom, myself, like in my group of friends going to Governor's Bridge Road when we were teenagers, and just doing the research that I've done on it, it fascinates me because I honestly do want to know what it is. That's what I want to bring to this documentary. I want to find out exactly what it is. I personally believe there's a Goatman? No. I do believe that there is something in that area or those woods that has been there for 40 plus years that is not a good thing. But that's what I really want to bring, like with this documentary. It fascinated me. So I'm all about it. I'm all aboard.
Absolutely. I'm all aboard. I'm all with you. And we are all tuning in and praying with you. Tell us, what are some of the myths or urban legends behind the Goatman? Is he abducting children? Is he
from what the stories over the years that we've been told, there's several things. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear you.
Okay. Several things over the years that there's been the urban legend of him being a scientist from a local research center that injected himself with goat DNA. There's the story of him being an old hermit goat farmer that went mad one day. There's actually been a story of, people missing in those woods. People have been found murdered in those woods. Like we basically want to get down to what it is that, are causing all these things.
And
like
it's going to be different from just doing paranormal investigation, stepping out of my comfort zone and going to cryptids. But I like it because we're going to have something special at the end. So you might see some equipment used, but not what you normally see. But there's going to be a lot of interviews. There's going to be a lot of history. There's going to be a lot of places you get to see and where he was located at. But the biggest thing with me is I investigated, had my big break when I first got really well known. That Crybaby Bridge episode and live stream. And we did like 2 months of work there. And it was the fact that I figured he was something dark or demonic from what we experienced there. But what made me believe it was a Goatman, it's weird because it wasn't a spirit box session. It was a walkie-talkie. And we listened to other goat sounds and compared it. That was literally a goat screaming on top of its lungs through a walkie-talkie. I don't know. I can't explain that. I'm a skeptic over the story. That's one of the biggest reasons I'm doing it. I'm a paranormal investigator. I'm not into cryptids, but I'm interested in it. But I'm not usually into that type of thing. So it's gonna be different.
For sure.
Makes sense. And who is he? Who's the Goatman? Who is he harming? Is he harming adults? Is he abducting children?
The stories that we've heard throughout the years is he has gone after domesticated animals. He has gone after wild animals. He has gone after teenagers, adults. That's anyone basically. Like anyone that basically comes upon him that's the urban legend is he attacks and he's on almost like a bloody massacre.
I would have sent clips in for you to see pieces of what I captured with it, but I figured I'd save it for people that didn't see it or has already seen it. We're going to use it somewhere in a documentary where it makes sense. So I wouldn't spoil it, I guess. I mean, there's actually more stories we found out about it that no one really knows that's going to be in there. So it's going to be kind of like a bigger news, I guess, if you want to put it that way, that she found. My thing is getting these interviews with people that had encounters or they believe it's real or the ones that are laughing at it. We're going to put all these people together and they're going to probably butt heads in the documentary. And I love it. I think it's going to be fascinating.
That is fascinating. And actually, speaking of clips, Mr. Brandon and Miss Staci have a clip to share with you guys. So we're going to play it right here, right now. And we're going to break it down, this clip here. So stay with us. We are transitioning to this clip. And then Brandon can explain it and Miss Staci can explain it as we dive in.
I just seen it.
Woo! So I'm nervous.
Yeah, it's the scariest trailer we ever done.
I will be right back.
Think we're still on the show. Look, you're on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go. And we are back, y'all. We just shared a clip about PARAflixx. That's the spoiler, right? That's a little clip. Brandon, Staci, tell us what we just saw. What investigation are we tuning into or you have in store?
Well, this is episode 4 of season 2. Most intense trailer we had. So this episode's really got to back up what the trailer is, and I'm hoping it does that. I don't know what time it gets released or if it's released yet, but you can watch it on the PARAflixx app. With this place was a friend of ours. His name was Johnny Tootle. And we went to his house. I was a skeptic over his house because of his claims were really weird, and it wasn't something you normally hear. He was talking about like strange odors, like onions and stuff like I'd never heard before. But they had the normal average haunting, like light anomalies and just things you get with average haunting. The one thing that really intrigued me was his manifestation of flies in his house and not knowing where they were coming from, something out of a horror film. Basically, it was a gamble. And I went there thinking we were just doing a regular house, and I didn't think anything of it. But that was, I was wrong. And she could probably tell you the rest, but I was wrong. I was skeptic over this, and I was totally wrong. It was more than an average haunting. What did you think?
like you said, when we walked in there, we were kind of like, oh, okay, this could either be a bust or this could be something. So when we walked in there, you know, we just started our usual investigation and checking things out. And then, as you can see in the clip that we just showed, it turned pretty dark pretty quick.
Yeah, there was markings in it. Like I got marked in it. You'll see in the trailer. We caught the best SLS footage. I remember telling you a little bit about SLS camera, and some of you out there that watch paranormal shows know what that is. It's the best SLS evidence I've ever captured. But it's all mockery and mimicking, pretending to be someone it's not. And within the first 15 to 10 minutes, you're like, oh, this is nothing. But it's gonna come out of nowhere where you hear what we captured and seen what we captured to think otherwise. Luckily, that house is not like that anymore. After we left, it just rubbed off on us for a week or so, and kind of went away, and it vanished. Everything we did, she cleansed the place, but it's dark, man. I felt like, my whole demeanor changed being in there. I felt aggressive. So, but it was the most. This episode, if I was a fan of mine, I'd be really happy to watch this one. It's just really intriguing, man. But it was dangerous, and I was a skeptic, and like I said, I was wrong. Because I go in these places not knowing, if it's real. I believed Johnny. I just didn't really see what they were seeing. But
until we saw it.
They actually was shocked that we caught more. It was basically hiding. It was hiding.
Yeah. It was definitely something that was dark and not anything of what I expected it to be.
That's major, right? And that's very important to pinpoint, right? The pre-investigation. And if you all are not clear, go back to a previous episode where I interviewed Mr. Brandon, and he broke down the different equipment that they use on these investigations. There's a process. There's a science to what Mr. Brandon and Staci do. There's a pre-investigation. There's a pre-workup. There's a communal research.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. The main thing is research.
So that's what we went in blind though, basically.
Yeah.
And from what we normally would do, I just didn't get the same outcome with the pre-investigation. I saw a couple things. So it was a gamble, like anything is, but this one was a real big gamble. But it pulled through. I loved it. I actually enjoyed it. Not at the moment I didn't when I was there, after being scratched and whatnot, but I enjoyed it because we got to help them. We made them feel like they were safe and secure. We got rid of it, which we believe. It's only been a few months since it happened. They haven't experienced anything else. There's a lot of claims that went in there, but they were strange ones. But you're going to see in this episode tonight or whatever time it comes out, you'll see that it's wild, man. The trailer, it's just like the trailer.
This is unique, y'all. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We have a quick commercial break, but stay tuned, y'all. We'll be right back. We got to pay some bills. All right? See you guys soon. Good day, podcast listeners. This is your boy, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. I wanted to let you guys know that we will be rolling out a new feature and adding a join sponsor button next to the subscriber button here at the bottom of your screen. Once you click the button, it will display 3 membership levels. Gentleman Gentry, which is our entry level, Duke Duchess, which is our season level, and the Emperor and Empress, which is our most sophisticated level, which you will receive unique perks and benefits at each differing level and gain access to our community tab. We will also be sharing polls, upcoming events, and interviews, as well as receive feedback from our sponsors directly. Your support helps me find new and exciting guests to bring to the stage live. Well, in order to get the higher end speakers, it requires, you guessed it, money. So thank you for tuning in to my channel. And if becoming a sponsor sounds good to you, then select the join button below and choose your desired sponsor level. Let's continue to grow and serve the future of generations of men and women to come. Love you guys. Bye. Hey everybody, we are back. We have the incredible, the amazing Mr. Brandon and fiance Staci Parkinson on the Gentleman Style Podcast stage once again. Yes, I love them, love them, love them. They are the absolute best.
I appreciate it.
One of my favorite couples. Oh,
Thank you.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay. We will be right. I will be right back. Stay tuned.
That's what happens with new equipment sometimes.
Yep, all the time.
Look, we're squished. We need to we flipped the phone. It's too low.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have better internet.
Mm-hmm.
Fish in a
There we go.
There we go.
It happens, man. It happens. It's live streams. It's
Oh,
never
all the
going to be
time.
perfect.
I appreciate you. Thank you all for your flexibility and your understanding. I adore you.
I deal with it all the time.
All the time.
You see, I need to borrow your team. If you could just lend me your team, for a week, we would be perfect. But thank you all for tuning in. That's powerful. So, this investigation, we just broke down. Mr. Brandon and Staci just broke down, y'all, how this investigation airing on PARAflixx is unlike anything they have ever experienced, and they went in blind because it's a myth. It's folktale, right? There's no research. There's no newspaper. There's very little newspaper articles. There's very little demographics and data that they can collect. So when they did their investigation, they just broke it down, and they're gonna share some tips, tricks on what they learned, because they couldn't even take in some of their useful gear. What gear could you use? What gear could you take with you?
Well, I mean, with the Not Far From Home episode, what did we use there?
It was more like the REM pod and the spirit box.
Honestly, I captured more visual and audio. Really, a digital EVP recorder, Olympus brand. With SLS is, like I said, the best evidence I ever captured with the SLS. So if you watch it, not a whole lot of equipment that we normally would use.
No.
It was visual and audio. Yeah.
We definitely saw a lot more than heard.
And apparently, you'll see too, it was actually on me. You know, she noticed me being scratched after you see something passing the camera, stuff like that. I mean, this is like visual and audio. I love that though. It shows that you don't always need equipment, but you're gonna see a few things. I mean, we had a laser grid out, we had a REM pod out, but it wasn't used as much as you're gonna see on camera.
Yeah, for sure.
Visual evidence.
So tell us, were the citizens helpful? Was the community helpful in your investigation?
The people we did it for at the private residence, because going in with no history there, not a lot. The private residence is different from going to a regular location. As I said before, a lot of research. You gotta know all the history. With this, they were helpful with that because they left, but then they came back, and they also allowed us to use them as a trigger object, basically to see what would happen if we bring them in there and what happens when they're not in there. When they're not in there, it shows its true colors. And then when we brought them in there, I guess they got more angry. So they came out, and that's when they started mimicking and mocking. So yeah, they were helpful with putting themselves on the line to help us during our investigation when we were there to help them. So
yeah,
they were the equipment, honestly. And you all were actually able to capture and relieve the family, right?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. I'm hoping after this episode airs, somebody is willing to talk to this man about his house and what happened there, and if he's doing okay now. And he seems like he is.
He's doing better. Has there ever been, and you and Staci can answer either one, in your investigations, has there ever been an instance where the apparition leaves and then comes back later on?
Yeah, that could happen anywhere, anytime. Especially if you're going against something evil, they could always pretend to be gone and wait a while and just come back because they want you to think they're gone. In this case, I'm not going to say it was demonic. I'll just say that, it felt like pure evil due to the fact what I felt physically and mentally there. Honestly, yeah, I feel like they can pretend that we did something, we succeeded, but we
Yeah,
didn't.
it's kind of like they're laying low. They could lay low for a while and then just kind of rear their ugly head again, once people let their guard down. That's how it can happen that way. And we don't truly know
This
until
room's haunted, by the way, and there's weird stuff happening in my bathroom right now.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
As
say
we
why we're
speak.
talking about this. That we awakened something.
we must have.
Are you guys safe? Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
No.
No,
We're
I
perfectly
just-
fine with
I
it.
think we just stirred something up.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Staci, tell us, because there has been instances, and in the last, when you guys were investigating the witch's grave, right? You guys were on that bridge, and the apparition actually pushed you, Staci.
Oh,
Pushed
yes.
your camera.
Oh yeah.
And I think Brandon was like off in the distance, but it knocked you over. Tell us what you were experiencing in that moment. What happened? What really went down? This is behind the scenes, y'all.
It was definitely something that, on quite a few of the investigations that we've done so far, it definitely likes to mess with me for some reason. I don't know why, but it does. But this go around, we've gone there a few times, but this one definitely seemed a lot darker and a lot meaner than the times that we had been there before. And when I was standing there, it's just a bridge. It's just a small, like, walking bridge. And as I was standing there, my back got really, really cold, like a really cold breeze hit my back. And then the next thing I know, I'm being shoved and the phone flies out of my hand. And I'm like,
You're
okay.
always being fooled with everywhere you go.
I know, everywhere I go, it likes to mess with me for some reason. But it was, I will tell you, I don't really get spooked a whole lot, but that actually spooked me pretty good. I was like, oh, okay, well, you obviously do not like me here. So yeah, that's one of the big things. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I actually second guessed myself there for a second. I was like, oh, should I actually be here doing this right now? Because obviously they don't like me very much.
Yeah, I thought you just dropped the phone. I was too far away, but I think Kareem, our film guy, the scaredy cat, as we spoke about before, he was over there and there. I was like about to yell and scream, like, you just broke my phone. Apparently everybody was like, it just like she went flying. So I was down the other side of the pier, little bridge area, before you walk on.
It was definitely one of my more intense moments there for sure.
That was intense for me, and I'm over here. That was scary for me when Staci got shoved, and your camera guy, you always mess with him every episode. And you're trying to get him engaged, and he's like, "No, I'm over here. I'm good. Leave me alone."
Yeah, man.
And Brandon's like, "Come over here. Look at this. Look at this."
We just locked him in a bathroom in one of their recent films. So I was like, you're going to go in this bathroom because nothing's happening. It's, we're going to have episodes where not always catch something. And that's what's going to happen. Little evidence. So I wanted to put him in there and make it entertaining. I took him in the bathroom, closed the door, and I shut him in there with the chair. But don't worry, I'm not mean, because I later on went by myself and stayed in the room for a while, and I freaked out too. But I didn't stay in a bathroom or get locked in, but I still I went back and paid myself back, so it's all right, man.
Absolutely. It's eye for an eye, right? So Brandon, in your experience, what do you feel, what do you think is the attraction to the spirit to your fiance? Why do you think Staci is a target in most of your investigations? Why?
Because I am an innocent angel. That's why.
Well, honestly, everybody always becomes more sensitive as they start doing this. So I do believe she's becoming more sensitive to these things. But I don't know, man. I noticed the one thing in different episodes, it's always at bed and breakfast places or hotels that are haunted, is where you'll see light anomalies shooting from her head or into her head, and it's always messing with her hair. I'm not 100% sure why, but I do believe she's becoming more sensitive to these things, and maybe they know that. But I don't know why they always go there. I don't know if other females out there in the field have that problem, they mess with your hair and all that. You'll see in a couple of the episodes, the new season that's already out. It happens at Maryland Inn. So I'm not sure why, but I do believe they know when you become more sensitive and you know that they're around, but they just choose to do it a certain way to her.
Absolutely. So I'm stick with Stacy that she's an angel and they just don't like her. I like
Thank
that.
you. That sounds good.
I love that. So, Brandon, what do you have in store for us? What do you two have in store for us?
Well, originally I was going to come on here about Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, a big event. It was pushed back, so that's still happening on the 24th. But we actually got opportunity to go to Edgar Allan Poe's house coming up and film there this month, right around the corner. So that's going to be big on this season. So if you got PARAflixx app, you're subscribed to watch these shows. Our show is going to have Edgar Allan Poe, and you're also going to get something else, another private residence that possibly might be. I mean, we're talking demonic. That's the claims. So tomorrow we go to PA, and we're going to help somebody out. 2 houses in one day, and they claim demonic activity. We actually got resources for this one. We have an occultist and things like that, you name it, for tomorrow. But Edgar Allan Poe might be really exciting, I think, for this season. It's going to be more like a history lesson. But honestly, documentary, mid-May, it should be released as a PARAflixx exclusive. And this is my first film, other than a ghost hunting series. This is my first actual film. So I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping it comes out good. Every Goatman documentary locally here in Maryland has failed. And well, at least we already got the filming thing down because we do it on a daily basis. So I think we got it. I hope.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work and a lot of research, like more research and more everything. But I think we're definitely it's going to be amazing.
And one other thing, April 9th, if you guys are interested in haunted amusement parks, we're going to do a live event, one live event before the Lunatic Asylum, Glen Echo Amusement Park. We've done it before. We're doing it once more with newer equipment. So that's interesting. Bringing new stuff.
Yep.
Huh. Absolutely. So we got some new stuff. You guys are busy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I always pray for you guys. Every investigation, Brandon, you always message me and we go back and forth. But my biggest thing that you guys always come home, and I am praying for you guys that you always stay safe. I know you have your procedures and you always cleanse the area. You pray for those team members that allow you to pray and who believe in that. But I, for one, I am praying for you guys. I want you guys to also be safe and come home.
Thank you.
I appreciate
we
that.
appreciate that.
Absolutely. I don't want these documentaries to turn into the next Blair Witch Project.
Well, it's funny you say that because, we're from Maryland, and my idea of this documentary was kind of like that. But it's real. It's not going to be like made up, but I want to shoot it like the Blair Witch.
Yep.
The look, the feel.
Right. Just remember, get in the moving car. Right. Right. We don't stand behind knives. We don't stand in closets. We run.
That's right.
Run. So, absolutely. Any final words that you want to leave for the audience? Any?
Yeah. Any of the Funhouse fans that are here watching, we appreciate everything you've done because now we're officially on PARAflixx. So I want to give a shout out to all the Funhouse fans and shout out to you, Gentleman Style Podcast, Marcus, for having me on here. I definitely enjoy coming on here. I make sure I'm a supporter to you, man. So you guys need to join his supporter thing here on YouTube. You need to do a cameo for us, man, because you're super professional. We got to get you to do one. But again, just look forward, man, to the rest of this season and the documentary. Get PARAflixx if you subscribe and use Funhouse 10. That's 10% off your subscription, or do a 3-day trial. If you're into the paranormal, this is the app for you. The brand new Netflix, and theseghosts.com. Use code FunhouseFans for 7% off if you need cheaper ghost hunting equipment. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what happens the next, I guess, till the end of the month.
Couple months.
We got a lot going on in April. So
April is a busy month for you guys. Absolutely. So Brandon, Miss Stacy, we gotta let you guys go. I appreciate you guys for always welcome. Always a pleasure to host you guys, and I finally got to meet the missus this time.
Thank you. It's a
tuning in.
pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Thank you
Absolutely.
for having us on again.
Always, always. I hope you feel better, brother. I know you were
Yeah.
feeling a little bit under the weather.
Yeah, I feel. Trust me, I feel it. Feel it now.
Well, get some rest if you can, and take care of each other. Right? Be safe. Right?
Absolutely.
We need you guys. You guys are influential, and you guys are doing a great, great job. I believe in you, and I pray for you. Like I said, stay safe and take care of each other, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anytime, anytime.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. And thank you guys for tuning in to Gentleman Style Podcast Show. Thank you, my wonderful, incredible fans, Brandon and Stacy, for coming on to Gentleman Style Podcast Show today. Like I always say, like I always end every show, take care of your family, take care of your friends, and take care of business. This is Marcus Norman with Gentleman Style Podcast Show, signing off. Love you guys. Bye.